Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. You're probably wondering why this video is starting out with a fully installed part that is the title of the video, and that's because I didn't film any of it. Let me explain. Sometimes you guys know a car part installation never really goes as planned, and that's exactly what's happened with all of this. But I do have a set of ITR brakes on, I do have a set of Mini Cooper rotors, and now it's time to get them ready for the track. And there's a really good reason why this car has taken so long to get back together, and that's simply because the parts that came in were the wrong parts. I ordered a set of ITR calipers with pads and everything, and they showed up, got them all refreshed and painted, and they just weren't the right ones. I had these sitting on my shelf for a really long time. I went through, I cleaned them all up, re-greased everything, bought some really nice pads for them, went to go put them on, and with our new 280mm Mini Cooper rotors, they just weren't fitting right. Went and cross-referenced the parts, and somehow found the correct ones that we needed at AutoZone of all places, both sides remanufactured, real Type R calipers, and we've got some beefy boys on the GD3 Honda Fit now. The ITR brakes on this thing fit perfectly to the brackets. You don't need to do anything really crazy except add in these little tiny stud-centric spacers, I guess you would say. But we've got new axle nuts, we've got new studs, we've got new lug nuts, we've got a stainless steel brake line setup, we've got new pads, we've got the new calipers. Everything is ready to go. This is gonna be so sick. We've also got new lower control arms, threw in new bearings and new hubs. The front end of this car is basically totally new with the coilovers, the end links, the axles, everything is new on this since I bought it just a year ago, so it's gonna feel super, super great. And I've only got 4 more days to get this car ready for its first actual track day. That's right, the next video you guys see this car in, it is not gonna be at an autocross event. It is going to be at an SCCA track night in America at MSR Crescent. And I've never even been to that track. I haven't been there with the Miata, I haven't been there with the GTI. This is gonna be a first for me. It's a 3.1 mile counterclockwise setup, which apparently doesn't happen too often. So I'm pretty excited. So let's bleed the brakes on this thing, get her on the road, test everything out, bed the pads, and then we'll finally have this done and ready for the track. And don't worry, I am gonna tell you guys what you need for this project if you wanna do it yourself. It was pretty cheap and it was pretty easy, all things considered. So here we are in the old Honda Fit. We're out here in this big parking lot doing a little bit of testing. I've got to get some alignment measurements and things like that, but we're also going to test out the brakes, bed in the pads, and we are doing a full overview on this, so just stick around for a minute. I promise we're about to get there. So super quick overview on this car before we get going, because there might be some people here who haven't seen any of the previous videos on this car. We've had this thing for just about a year now. I've been turning it into our little budget track nugget kind of thing, and it's so far so good. It's won first place in class at an autocross event, and we've had tons of fun with it at the others, lots of learning and things like that. And from the exterior, it's definitely not a looker, but it's got everything we need to at least be a somewhat kind of nice looking car. We've got our driver card here with our numbers and our class and everything, you know, some little graphics here and there just to make it a little bit of a ratty JDM look. That's kind of the goal, is like a Conjo style ratty little JDM nugget sort of thing, and I think so far it's pretty good. For our suspension, we are running Rev 9 coilovers front and rear with our new brakes. Obviously, we'll get into that in just a second. OEM sway bar, we have a Progress rear sway bar, as well as some little underbody bracing from Cusco. And speaking of bracing, we've also got our huge auto power roll bar, which we just did recently. We've also got a rear strut top bar with also a pillar bar up above. HKS muffler, which sounds pretty good, all things considered. And then also on the interior, we have our Forza Corbeau seat with the Corbeau 5-point harnesses to pair with our Momo steering wheel with quick release, little coolant gauge. We've got our big Broadway mirror with Seb's Garage mirror brackets and our little, you know, our fire extinguisher for when we inevitably catch on fire in this thing. Obviously, it's a Honda Fit, so it's not fast at all, but we do have a nice J's Racing front strut tower bar there. We've got a little short ram intake. Otherwise, there's not really anything done to the engine. Now, the transmission is another story. We went through and put in a new clutch and flywheel back when this car was having the transmission issues with the input shaft bearing. And we also added new detent springs. We've got an M-Tech shifter spring in there. We've got new cable bushings. We've also got the ZP racing shifter. It's basically a hybrid racing shifter clone, but that thing has been really awesome. So the transmission in this car is phenomenal. I absolutely love it, and it feels very, very nice. And with that, let's jump to the brakes. What we did is we added Integra Type R calipers with 280 millimeter Mini Cooper rotors. I also threw on a set of Stop Tech pads, which weren't my first choice, but it's what I had available. We've also thrown in new lower control arms. We've thrown in the stud-centric spacers that I showed you guys earlier, new studs that are extended with new lug nuts, and new bearings and new hubs. This thing feels tight as a drum. I'm super stoked on it, and I think it's gonna be perfect to find out how this thing does on the track. So as far as like bedding in the pads and everything, you guys should know how to do this. I know I feel bad about not including a full install of this, but if we're all car enthusiasts here, let's be honest, there's a million videos out there on how to change your brake calipers, how to change your rotors. I mean, Chris Fix, like that's the quintessential video. It's almost the same for every car. So I'm sorry that I didn't do it, but I figured I'd rather show you guys the outcome of the mod and that this mod exists rather than show you how to do it, because I mean, I think you guys should know how to do it. I'm just saying. But we've got this giant parking lot behind us, which will do great for doing a little bit of turning, testing, adjusting the dampening and things like that, because I did mess with everything after the last autocross. So we'll do some braking to bed in the pads a little bit, and I'll show you guys at least how hard it brakes. This thing brakes real hard, and we will do a little in the car thing after this, but it's really quite good, and it's quite surprising how good this car is now. All right, I'm gonna try to like do this a stopping distance test kind of thing. So I've got one microphone there, and I'm gonna put my other microphone a little bit over here, but trying to stop in between these. I don't know the exact distance, but say 1, 2, 3, 9, 10, 11. I don't know, maybe closer to 21. If each parking spot is about 6 feet wide, times 3, I guess, no, that's 18. I'm a fucking idiot. Okay, 18 feet distance between the microphones. Okay, well that feels pretty good. All right, so that one that you just saw was 40 miles an hour, slammed on the brakes full force.
Stop doing full force!
And I was able to stop in pretty much the 18 feet. So I'm pretty happy with that. It feels like it stops really fast, all things considered. And I feel the ABS kick on just a little bit. So you hear that tire squeak just a tiny bit as well, but man, this car feels really, really good. Come on, fit. This car is a little bundle of joy is a good way to describe it. So I'm gonna do my best to get on a back roads. There's no more back roads in North Texas that aren't an hour and a half away, but this is the best that we got. So I'm just kind of continuing my little testing excursion in the new Fit. So I'm not gonna put the part numbers up on the screen, but if you go down below in the description, you will see links to everything that I ordered. I know car enthusiasts just absolutely love to have links spoon-fed to them, so I'm gonna do that. Here you go. Links are down in the description. But all in all, it really, if you need to do new brake pads and rotors and stuff, you might as well just do this. And I know there's gonna be some people in the comments probably saying I need to adjust my proportioning valve next or get some sort of new master cylinder, but with the size of this car and how fast it can really go, at least in my initial testing, I haven't really noticed too much of an issue. It feels better than it did before. I'm sure with a bigger proportioning valve and things like that, you could really dial in the brakes and all that, but for now, I think it does what it needs to do. This whole car is about learning anyways, so if I learn something out of it, then that's a bonus for me anyways. But it feels good, it brakes really hard. There's not really anyone behind me, so I'm going 60 right now, and if I just slam on the brake, holy shit, there goes my camera. Okay, yeah, it brakes really well. You feel the blood from your brain shoot forward, and I'm not being dramatic. It's not like an F1 car, obviously, but I can feel the pressure and G-forces like pulling my brain forward. It's pretty funny in this little car to be stopping that fast. I know it's not speeding up quickly, but this car can stop quickly, and that is fun in its own way for sure. And so I did mention the alignment. Just by eyeballing it drives straight, but it has toe in on both sides. So once I get back to my house, I'm gonna quickly jack the car up and adjust the toe a little bit just to eyeball it. It doesn't feel bad unless I'm full lock, which you're not gonna be really full lock at a track, maybe autocross, sure, but the alignment has definitely changed a little bit since adjusting, the lower control arms and everything. Like I said, I still need to go get an alignment, but for now, I'm just gonna eyeball it. I don't really have time. I've only got like one day left before the track day, so really kind of skirting by the seat of my pants right now as far as getting this car prepped and everything, but I think it should be good. I think everything should be good. I tried to keep it maintained. I got an oil change when we had the car up on jack stands and everything. It's got new pads, new rotors. It's got newer spark plugs, newer coil packs. If you guys have missed the whole saga on this car, definitely go back to the playlist and check it out because we've done so much to it. I think if anything, this car might have been headed to be a mechanic special or to the junkyard, all things considered. And I'm not gonna say we saved it, but we've certainly brought it back into a new life as a track car of all things. I'm sure if the little blue Fit had a soul, it would be chuckling right now, seeing what it's doing. But that's the whole point of cars. That's the whole point of project cars, is to turn them into something new, give them new life. And I feel like I've definitely done that with this thing. So I was gonna go out for a little bit longer, but it is Sunday right now, and I'm trying to get this video up same day for you guys. So I'm gonna get back, edit it, post it. But like I said, links down in the description. Otherwise, I'm just prepping for Tuesday. I'm super stoked. I think it's gonna be a really good time, and I'm very excited. So be sure you're subscribed. Go down below and hit that subscribe button, and make sure you're tuned in for next Sunday when we take the little Fit to the track and we hammer it and go for it and have fun. It's gonna be awesome. Stay tuned, guys. Thank you for watching. Like I said, go down below, hit the subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, leave your comments below, and I will see you in the next one.